Hello, hello, it's a pup in the life. So, finally, a movie, Pup in the Life. It's been raining, still not so fresh, but we can breathe now, and it's so freaking good. Still a bit rainy, but this is an episode that Mommy is recording just after 2-hour calls, back-to-back 15-minute calls with people on her LinkedIn because she wants to get to know people, and it's gonna be 5 people times probably 45-ish weeks a year because travels and probably even summer, probably even holidays and such, so not so much for availability. But she kept creating this new networking technique for which she's able to just cover more people and to have more space, a space dedicated every week to such type of endeavor. And I was there. I was actually overhearing, and this first of more or less 220 people that we'll get to know. And it went good. There were like 8 people, and they had 2 no-shows. One was basically justified. The other one, we don't know. But anyways, it was pretty nice. It was pretty cool. And why is this podcast topic? Because Mom wants to talk about something that is quite important and probably overlooked in terms of the things that you say that make a business successful, which is the network. Because there's a clear math out there. Like if you, for example, don't know how to solve a problem, somebody in your network will. And that is a fact. And if it's already coming back home because it's still raining, and that is, that's something. Then again, if you think about selling, should be somebody in your network that you can sell to, right? It's quite easy. But people are not willing to do it. What does networking mean? It means creating networks, creating ways for you to connect with people. So get to know people, give a face to the people you want to sell, the people you want to invest your company, the people in general that might be just be your tiny following on social media. And so it's very easy to speak about this from Mom's perspective, right? You might say she has, 50K followers on LinkedIn. And this means that it's very easy for her to talk about networking because she can just pick. Well, but what did Mom did in the first place once she hadn't got all those followers? What she did was basically she was just messaging people who were visiting her profile, even just visiting. And so while visiting the profile, she knew there was some interest. And then she got to look to likes at the posts. She was to look at comments, at shares, and whatnot. And of course, sometimes you would find people that are clearly not on target, so maybe she wouldn't network with them for any purposes that she might have at that moment in time. But maybe just creating content and having a way to communicate with people helps you out. Just finding at least a percentage of those people that are actually on target, that are actually willing to have a chat with you, and then maybe in the future, maybe you will be able to sell to. And so this is what the call of today is going to be about. The podcast of today is going to be about. We're going to talk about calls all the time, so I got confused. So it's going to be about this. Why is Mom doing all of that? Besides the fact that she has an assistant, a chief of staff, lots of people that are just there to help, because she knows that this thing is what it's actually working, and it's been working for all her life, basically. If you think about just actually company life. And so why would you stop doing something that it's worth doing and something that is working? And trust me, from today, from this call, she will have much more insights with respect to the stuff that she thought she knew. And, you know, for the good, maybe a couple of leads more. I'm sorry, I'm just moving stuff around. Maybe a couple of partners more. Maybe be potentially interesting stuff going on that if she didn't take the call, it simply wouldn't have happened. And so, if you think about it, you need to understand that what makes the ability of you as a networker to be, meaningful, effective, we already said, and it makes quite a statement, because effective networker means people who can listen, who can identify topics, and many more things like that I will not get into right now. But the matter of the fact is that probably if you never start and you have no idea, you can potentially be a good networker. And so this is what this podcast is about. There is no substitute to building your network. And there will be some people that will just might get to you and say they don't need it, they have no time and space to explore synergies and whatnot, and that's totally fine. People don't get the type of value, or maybe they don't need it. They don't think they need you. They don't accept the authority of the person who has introduced them to you. But guess what? The market is big. And how and what is the only way to really understand that the market is big and to get a hold of the market is actually networking with who the market is made up of, like it's people. And so, if this sounds kind of obvious to you, I'm happy, because it means you probably actually don't need it. There are many people actually that do. And so I hope this goes to you. If you are at a position in which you think it doesn't serve you, look no further, because there's going to be a point in which you need more clients. Are you okay with the numbers of clients that you have? Where you're going to need to have investors. And do you think you have all your investors at your availability, at disposal, and they will just simply not, you wouldn't need investors anymore? Do you think you're totally okay with the talent that you have? And that type of talent is, I'm sorry, I'm feeling a bit thirsty. Is that talent, gonna stay with you forever? The answer is no. Do you think you don't need a mentor? Everybody needs one. So, there's gonna be something in there that you need from the network. And trust me, you probably already know. It's just so hard sometimes. It's just so hard to accept it because it takes time. Mom has created a whole scheme about how she just, matches the people through, her lens of what can we do together. That might just not be the lens of anyone else. It's just her own scheme, her own way. And guess what? That's totally fine. Just find what works for you, create yourself a scheme, create a habit, just block on your calendar some hours. Mom, who did in the first place, was actually blocking herself like all day to network because she needed freaking clients. And I'm not saying this is something that for everybody needs to be happening in the same exact way, but I think that everybody needs a bit more of the things they already got. Or, it needs them better or something like that. So you'll never take me away from that. Especially if you're good with something, if you're okay with something, you need to go at the next level. And everything that's potentially a problem, everything that you feel it's a problem, it's gonna be solved by network. And as I said previously, every startup problem is a talent problem. Every company problem is usually a talent problem. Not always, but it's usually a talent problem. Why? Because, again, it can be fixed by talent. Sorry for lots of noise. It's just been there's lots of wind going around, and it's not easy for us to manage it alone in the house. But yeah, this is the podcast for today. This is what's down, and I hope it wasn't too hard for some of you, but it is what it is. And, you know, there's no choice but accepting you're not alone in this world. You need people. And it's better for you to own the needing of people rather than just, you know, getting by with it, saying, okay, maybe I don't need it. Maybe I will do when I need. It's not how networking works, especially online. And whereas in person, you're basically always forced to talk to people. And so, yeah, you meet them even though if you don't need them, if you meet them at an event. But anyways, it took too long to explain the same concept, but we get back to networking. We got back to networking in terms of scheduling it, of like militarizing it at some point. And that's cool. There's no other way. I'm sorry. Anyway, I will see you again around soon, hopefully tomorrow. I will send you kisses, hugs, and a bit of barks. Bye!